The cost of COVID-19 can be counted not only in the millions of deaths across the world, but also the financial losses incurred because of the disruptions and restrictions imposed to prevent the spread of the virus. Now, we are joined by the President and Group MD of the Eastern and Southern African Trade and Development Bank, TDB, Mr. Admasu Tedese, who has championed Pan-African financing of major infrastructure projects. Hello and welcome, Mr. Tadasu.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Now, has the COVID-19 pandemic affected TDB's role of empowering ambitious projects across the continent?
We, of course, have a particular mandate to support trade. And as you would know, the lockdowns and the closures of borders have, of course, affected trade. So growth has been muted. We've not seen the same level of demand coming through for our trade finance services as we have in the past. We do a fair amount of infrastructure financing and project finance as well. We've attracted in the various countries that we work in where we don't have specific presence, and then of course going digital as far as we could.
What do you feel needs to be accomplished to reboot economies across Africa and also to develop future long-term sustainability?
I think the stimulus packages in the different parts of the world have really helped keep the overall economic order, fairly favorable to a rebound. But of course, we know that our part of Africa has not had anywhere close to the kind of stimulus packages that the G7 countries have enjoyed. Trillions of dollars being spoken about every so many months, and if not just one package, multiple packages. And so I think in the end, our sovereigns in the continent, in the African space, have been very constrained with borrowing, of course, not being able to mount the type of stimulus packages that most other economies with capacity have been able to do. And in this regard, there's been very good support, but not enough.
What is your take on the impact investing? Do you believe it has actually become more important when looking at project finance and allocation of funds? And how has impact investing shaped landmark TDB deals?
We have a good number of pension funds, insurance companies, reinsurance companies investing in our capital, allowing us now to, of course, intermediate that, leverage that with debt and provide the financing, the development financing and the trade financing. The impact investing, thesis has really gotten a big boost, both by COVID and the green agenda, which really politically has had a boost from the changes that have occurred in the United States and the way the European Union has continued to push very hard with, of course, China and India also following through as major countries and economies in the world.
TDB has been a major sponsor and supporter of the Pension Funds and Alternative Investments African Conference since its inception. Why do you view Africa is a relevant industry platform for sharing ideas and also discussing these challenges?
The conference really has, over the years, managed to bring the stakeholders together and ensure that there's smart conversations happening and there's connectivity with stakeholders, there's confidence building, and there's a lot of information sharing, broadly speaking. So yeah, we've been participating regularly over the years. We've always found it to be a very useful platform, very good participation, attendance.
That was the President and Group MD of the Eastern and Southern African Trade and Development Bank, TDB, Mr. Admasu Tedese.